Hi, my name is Cindi Rang.
I'm Brianna Motzkus, and today's FabriChat.
Good morning.
We have the distraction with us.
Uh-oh. And she's just always mesmerized by everything Nana says.
She does.
Everything. Now see that? Did you guys catch that? That judgy look, her looking at my hair? Yeah.
Sure, we did
That's
that.
the whole thing. When someone's looking at you and then all of a sudden they go.
She gets that from her sister.
Yeah.
Harper does that to this day.
I'm sorry about my bangs. Today I'm actually getting my hair colored. I had an appointment 2 weeks ago to get it cut and colored because, you know, my roots are growing out. And all of a sudden it just turns into something so bad so suddenly. And then, I don't know, something happened and I only had time for a haircut and I didn't get it done, so it's tonight. But here's the really sad thing is that after she does my hair, she does such a nice job and then she blows it out and it's like so silky smooth.
She does a beautiful job.
She does a beautiful job. I mean, I'll be done by like 6 o'clock or so tonight and no one's going to even
Make Dad take you to dinner.
Shit. Just take me to dinner. Because he won't notice anything. I've told the story before that because I have brown eyes. So my brown eyes and my pupils, you almost can't tell where one starts and the other one begins. And when I got some contact lenses, you could get a color. Look at her smile. What? And I did. I don't know if it was green or blue, but I got a color, put them in. It looked remarkably different. He did not notice. And even when Jordan said, "Mom, your eyes," the minute he walked in, "Mom, your eyes," and even then, Pa said, "What?
Which one's your eyes?
Black eyes? What? What's happening? Conjunctivitis? We don't know." Anyway, yeah, he should take me out to dinner. He should do something.
Yeah.
He never knows. And I guess the good news about that he never notices anything is, you gain 5 pounds, gain 10 pounds.
He don't care.
Maybe he doesn't notice that either.
He probably doesn't.
In his mind, I look okay.
I look like Mom.
Yeah. She's giving me a little side eye right there. We've put a pretty quilt in front of her. I think you guys can't see it.
She likes
the
10 sisters.
Trip around the world-y one.
Yeah, for her to look at.
Yeah.
Keep her occupied.
Yeah. She's getting so active.
She is
now and really wants to interact. But it's funny, her voice, I don't know, maybe tonight you'll see it. She doesn't chatter like all of the other babies. It's almost like singing.
Yeah, she does. She doesn't say
this.
Yeah.
She's not, saying baby stuff. She's, ooh.
Yeah.
She's howling.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Singing is what I think. But anyways, maybe you guys will see it tonight. And then I feel kind of bad because I'll write notes. I have my day. I still keep a day planner, which is probably why I'm not as organized as I should be, because I still write things down and I have to remember from the time that you tell me to go write it down and not lose that piece of paper or whatever until I get it on there. But anyway, somebody this weekend, that's what I was looking for, is somebody this weekend sent me, it was either an email or a text, and I said, "Oh my gosh, that's way too long of an answer. We'll talk about that on Wednesday." Mm-hmm. And I cannot remember what it was, so I apologize. If whatever it was, re-email me or re-text me, and then I'll go, "Oh yeah, that's what it was," and I'll write that down. So, because I can't remember, because the other things that I do have on my list is last Wednesday we talked about Mary's quilt.
Yes.
We did hear back from Mary. Some of you guys had sent me pictures of that same block, and if you don't remember, last Wednesday Mary had these beautiful like Ohio Star blocks. They were going to be 12-inch finished, and she had those on a background all kind of put together, and she was wondering if she should put...
She's singing.
She doesn't want Mom to notice that her fist is in her mouth.
Yeah.
It's not her thumb.
It's all of them. She's just sitting real still.
It's not my thumb, and that's okay.
She's sleepy.
She is sleepy. Oh, and then pulling on her ear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a Wyatt thing.
Sleepy. Yeah, but what was I saying?
She had those pretty blocks, 12 inches.
Oh, yeah.
And wanted setting.
What she
something.
should do? Should it be sashing? Should it be whatever? And a lot of you guys, I was excited about how many of you had those exact same blocks.
Oh, cool!
And had done some things where one person in particular, I remember, just did a little, like a half square triangle flap on the corners, and so it created this tiny little diamond in the sashing. So beautiful.
That's a good
Super
idea.
beautiful. So those of you guys that sent me those pictures, I did forward those to Mary. And
hopefully she'll send us a picture of the quilt when it's done. And
I know.
we'll see what the winning setting was.
And she did send me the fabrics that they were to see if we could find something that would go with, the sashing or whatever she does. So anyway, so we really appreciate that. We really appreciate your guys' input. And Mary really has appreciated it, because I think that's it, asking friends for advice, which is always a good thing. And there was another one, and this might be kind of a stretch because this is a fairly local thing, but I want to mention also we have a friend, Diane Taylor. She lives in Arkansas, and she does not belong to a guild. She doesn't have anything near her. There's no local quilt shop that's super close to her. But her husband bought her a Hinterberg quilting frame.
Oh.
She doesn't have a long arm, but she likes to finish them, so she has that. She cannot figure out how to get it loaded and how to use it. She says that she learns a lot of stuff on YouTube, and she would be okay with a video, but I couldn't find one either. So if any of you guys, I know a lot of you guys watch other creators, and if there is somebody who has that, if you guys could let me know, either forward me a link or where I can find it, and then I can forward that to Diane, or if you're somewhere in Arkansas, I can hook you two up. But lovely lady, and just needs to be able to use it. So I'll just see what I can find out. So anyway. And it's the Hinterberg frame. It comes with so many rolls.
It does.
Rails. And you need to know, what are you pinning to where, and how does it go, and how do you advance it? So that's really what her question is. The other thing, we got a whole bunch of comments about, so last week we talked a lot about Earth Day, and lots of comments, positive, really good things with that. And you had mentioned something about your dish soap.
Yes. So what I've been using for my dishwasher instead of using the Cascade pods is I do about the little compartment on the door that you put your pot in. I fill that about a halfway, which is what, maybe a tablespoon,
probably.
Tablespoonish of baking soda. Just good old baking soda. You can get, 4 pounds for a couple bucks.
Soda. Mm-hmm.
And then like 4 or 5 drops of Dawn dish soap. And it works really good. And you can put a little more dish soap. Like I'm still, testing the water of how many drops of Dawn dish soap I can get before I get bubbles.
We've all had that happen, right? When you first got your dishwasher and there's bubbles coming out the bottom of your dishwasher.
So I haven't got bubbles yet, but just because in my mind, the more Dawn dish soap, the less. Because I'm not very good at getting all of the gunk off my plates, getting everything rinsed off, and then putting them in my dishwasher. However, doing the baking soda and the Dawn dish soap in my compartment, it's important for me to get all of that stuff off. So really it's just washing, sanitizing essentially the plate. So I would say doing it that way, you really do want to get that those plates clean, get that casserole dish cleaned, do any pre-soaking.
Right. Lizzie does the pre-soaking at our house.
And then, but I feel great. The more, I have found out though, the more baking soda you put on, you get a film on your glass. And a weird film kind of on your plate. So I didn't like that. So I feel like a tablespoon is efficient to get kind of the nitty gritty stuff down. And the Dawn dish soap is what's really doing the cleaning.
Sure. But you just don't need all that much. When you look at the stuff that's in those pods, so they've got some stuff for like anti-streak stuff.
And I have
like the jet.
Yeah, I can get that liquid jet stuff and have a little compartment that'll do the shine part. And maybe if I filled that up, I wouldn't have a film if I over put baking soda. I don't know. I just haven't bought any to put it in there.
Well, because I think the other stuff that's in those pods is they have that enzyme stuff, and that's that whole idea is
it's breaking down the rice,
breaking down all the stuff that if you haven't scraped off your dishwasher. And I know that years ago, the first dishwashers that came out, we had to scrape off everything. We really washed them and then put them in there, and then they came out with you don't even have to do that. I mean, let it eat your lasagna. And everybody kind of liked that. But it really doesn't make sense because all of that stuff, then you've got to clean out that dishwasher all the time for all of those weird things.
And that's way worse than just scraping off the rice.
It is, I know. And right. And I think it makes sense. And I know that what we have found, and I think the difference of it too is just age. That as we get older, the things that create more issues. I know that if I do not eat well, I do not feel good. My body before, it didn't matter. I could maybe go without eating or nothing but sugar. If I was working in the ER or whatever, was nothing healthy in my body at all for maybe 24 hours at a time. And it didn't matter. The older I get, the more sensitive. And I notice that same thing with chemicals. And that's really how Tracy is too. I mean, even, no dryer sheets, all of that kind of stuff to keep all of those extra chemicals just away. And I think that's that big thing. But anyway, whatever you, and no judgment at all. We're not, somebody made some comment about, the Earth Day preaching or whatever. And it's like, it's not that at all. I find that there's a ton of people that think the same thing that I think. It's like, oh yeah, I don't want to buy that. I don't want to spend the money on that.
Right.
I don't want to have all of that plastic. And I don't want all of those chemicals. And there are lots of options. I've gotten to where I'll bet 95% of my cleaning in my household is done with baking soda, vinegar, and salt.
Yeah.
And everything is shiny, everything is clean. We do use some different products out in the event center just because there are rules. And so we do that. But for even shining the stainless steel and cleaning the windows, we don't use, we use 1 part vinegar and 4 parts water for our glass. Yeah. And there's no hard water spots at all. So anyway, so yeah, people wanted to know how you did your dishwasher. They kind of missed what you had said. And if you still have questions about the laundry detergent, Tracy has that recipe, and just email info@, and we're happy to share that. There's another one that I'm trying at the moment because of the Phil's naphtha. Everyone is doing this now, which is why you used to get it for 88 cents or spend way more at the dollar store.
And now it's like $1.89 or something.
It's $9.
Where are you getting yours? Walmart.
When was the last time you bought some at Walmart?
Probably 2 weeks ago.
For how much?
Like $2.
Huh.
I'll go. Next time I go in, I'll take a picture for you.
Don't look at me like that.
Just look at Nana.
I haven't seen it there for a very long time.
Do you know they moved it? It's below the bleach now. Because if you go on that, right off, there's eggs, and then it's the bleach wall at the very bottom by the borax
where the borax and the washing soda is.
Yeah, it's right there. No.
I think you should check and see if that's really $1.89 because.
Phil's naphtha got apparently the message that their stuff is good.
And maybe they finally started making more of it. Because the other thing that you can do with the Fel's naphtha is that for a stain remover, just really instead of grating the bar, just where you've opened it, get that a little bit wet, just run it under the tap water for just a second, just to get it wet, and rub it on your whatever. I spaghetti sauce on my white shirt. Coffee stain. Comes right off. Just rub it on there, and then when you throw it in the washer, it worked great. You don't have to buy any of the other stuff. So I don't know. Well, okay, that's good to know. I'm going to verify that information because
it's definitely a lot more than it used to be.
Well, and maybe they did finally catch up and realized that they need to increase their production because everybody is using it, and that would be fantastic. But in the meantime, I did find a different recipe that doesn't use it. And so I'm trying it just to see if I feel okay about that. I feel like I'm not gonna like that, and I don't know that I want to wait for things to get dingy before I realize.
Because felt naphtha is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's been around for forever.
Yeah. It was Grandma's secret for a long time.
Grandma's secret for a very long time. Yeah. So
and now the secret's out.
we all know, and we've shared it, and that's why you can't find it.
Yeah.
So okay. All right. There was one other thing. I don't know if we can insert a picture of. It was Kathy that brought in her bag. And a lot of you guys have already seen this before, but it's the cutest dang thing. The feed sack bag.
Yeah.
So she had chicken feed. And you can't use just any bag. You can't use like the dog food bags, you know, the feed bags that have they have kind of that mesh lining in there because they get fairly heavy. And so if you have chicken feed or somebody else that you know does, they just cut off the top of it. And I think the idea really is that when you cut off the bottom and cut off the top, you actually can use that as handles.
Right.
But like she said, it's like, she just sewed her little box bottom. She sewed it right on her sewing machine, which I think wasn't any issue. And then she actually put the ribbing for her handles, which I think is smart. But it's super cute.
Yeah, I have all of my feed bags saved.
Yeah, we'll bring some of those puppies in here and let's sew up some bags. Let's sew up some bags. Oh, that was...
We getting sleepy? Yeah, it was a long blank.
Yeah, that was one of those she's still talking about. Oh. Are you going to fall asleep?
Yeah, we think maybe this weekend we're going to put our chicks that are now ugly teenage chicks into our big coop where the big girls are. So Robert's actually going to make a little like chicken wire fence so that they can be in the same area without
Will the big girls hurt them?
They could. So everyone says when you put them in, they need to be
acclimated a little.
Yeah, essentially just going to put a screen between them so they can see each other, and then at one night take the screen out, and then at night they can go sit with, because that's even what Tracy says, if you have an older hen that you're trying to introduce to your other hens, is do it at night. Walk her in, put her in a little, a roosting spot, and then when they wake up, they're like, oh, who are you? Where'd you come from? But yeah.
I'm sorry.
She getting sleepy?
I'm doing the same thing they're doing. We don't know what you were saying.
No, I know.
We were watching head bobbing. Head bob what?
So yeah, we're going to put them together.
Now just lean back just a little bit.
Just
so you don't have any head bobbing. Just lean back in the crook of mom's arm. Oh, that's a nice spot. Oh, that's a nice spot. She smiles. And then we're going to have Aurora with us the rest of this week. Aurora is Eliza's little sister, Jordan's youngest, same age as Harper. And Aurora smashed her thumb in the car door. It was actually the door of the side-by-side. They were up camping and slammed it, and it smashed it so hard that it split it open.
Yeah, it looks rough.
And broke the tip of her, broke her bone.
She has an appointment today with her pediatrician to check it out, because of course they ended up going to the ER up in Omak and got her all cleaned up and bandaged and put a splint on it, and then today they're gonna...
She's on an antibiotic. And
all of that. So they're gonna go see her pediatrician to see, now what's next, and what the pediatrics decides. And
they have to watch that so closely, because when you've got a broken bone that has been which was essentially opened to the air, that risk of infection, man, if you get a bone infection, there it is.
I think part of this, hopefully it looks really good. I have no idea what it looks like, but Crystal was with them. So Crystal cleaned it as well as Aurora would allow her to do it. Put a little, piece of wood, kind of a splint, wrapped it in gauze, and said, you need to get to a hospital.
Crystal is a nurse, and Crystal is the wife of our youngest son, of her younger brother.
Yeah,
whose birthday is today. Today's year, my baby is 29 years old today.
Yeah, it is. Mom's getting old.
So old.
I mean, Dad's a whole lot older.
So old. No matter what, I'm never going to be as old as him. At least not at the same time. So she'll be hanging out with us a little bit because she's right-handed, and it's funny when you're 3,
she like cannot.
It's like
she like won't even pick up a chicken nugget with her left hand. She's like, I don't know how to eat this, and she just sits there and looks at it, and no,
she's help eating, she's help going to the bathroom, and we were kind of thinking, that hanging out with, there's just so many doting women here between nanas and aunts and everybody else, and
and they were kind of worried about taking her to daycare, just especially after let the pediatrics look at it and see what's going on, and then if it's bumped too much, I mean, pain is rough, and on a 4-year-old it's even a worse thing to handle. So they're just trying to play it easy and keep her away from more injury.
Yeah.
More whacking, more.
And plus she deserves to be a little pampered. All of the girl love that happens here.
Yeah.
You could share a little bit of it.
Maybe.
I don't know. She's trying not to, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen pretty quickly here.
Yeah,
she's trying not to. She's trying to listen to the lesson today, but Nana's voice is so soothing. So soothing. She's sweet. She's adorable. So anyway, let's see what else. And I think the only other thing. So today is Jared's birthday, 29. And Jared is the child that they do not have kids, and in fact they don't want kids. They and it was funny because years ago I used to say, oh, that's not right, everybody needs kids, you have to have kids, and I've stopped doing that because I think they like to be the favorite uncle, the favorite aunt, and they have said, how do they put it, that they're too selfish for kids. They like to go on
and
fancy
at least they
vacations.
can admit it. I think that's a good thing.
They like to have fancy things, and they like to sleep in. And so,
none of those things you can have with toddlers.
No, and that's all okay, so we don't know. So we've got 3 grandkids here, 3 grandkids from Jordan and Brittany, and we might end up with just the 6, and that's okay. But anyway, so today is his birthday, and today was also I looked it up, and it wasn't. Oops. Tomorrow is, of course, May the 4th.
Yeah,
May the 4th be with you. I'm not
a Star Wars fan.
Is it Star? Oh yeah, Star Wars.
Is it Star Wars? Yeah, it's Star Wars.
I know. I can never get Star Wars and Star Trek. I always get them because we are not sci-fi people. But tomorrow is May the 4th, and tomorrow is also the 45th day. So I looked that up, and I saw that that's 45th day. That must be something unique about something. No, it has to do with the size 45 record, which you wouldn't even know what that is, do you? No. Well, we celebrate it tomorrow. You know what a record is? Do you own a record? No, because if you do, you would call it a vinyl.
A vinyl.
We do not call it that. They're records. Records. And 8 tracks. And all of those other fun, goofy things. But anyway, I don't think... what's kind of funny is that I always notice what food day it is. There should be other
That's the most important
things that I should...
Sorry. Oops, sorry.
Today is National 2 Different Colored Shoes Days.
No.
I couldn't do it either. I don't think I would be able to walk properly. No. I still can't get by the 2 different socks.
Yeah.
Not okay. No. It is National Textile Day. We should celebrate that.
Oh, it's a good day.
Let's see. Raspberry Popover Day.
I mean, I'm always a sucker for raspberry. We're going to put more raspberries in.
Oh, raspberry bushes.
We're going to put next to my strawberries.
Oh, yeah.
And then the fight's on between me and the birds.
It's on.
It's on.
Yeah. Today is National Paranormal Day.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. National Chocolate Custard Day.
There you go.
It's also, this is funny. Okay. It's also National Anxiety Disorders Screening Day. Okay, now that doesn't sound funny, does it? But this is what happened. So I have a friend who is having kind of a bad week. She's just been one thing after another, and she's having trouble with her job, and she's having trouble with her adult children, which, You guys, you know what I mean, right? And what else? A bunch of things. Just as like, how much more can I take? And then all of a sudden, her washer went in. And so we were texting. I know. And so I texted her and said, I have to think about how that text went, because I said, it sounds like you're having a lot of trouble with, and I meant to say, laundry. I can help you with that. Siri said, you're having a lot of trouble with lunacy.
Lunacy. Oh, Lord.
I can help you with that. I didn't catch it because I had typed it, send, because I was doing whatever. I mean, busy weekend. I was doing something. Didn't have my glasses on, so I don't know. I'm assuming that I know how to spell laundry. I don't know how she auto-corrected that to lunacy. But anyway, so I said, and then she said, she texted back, how? And I thought,
I got a washing machine for one.
And then, so what I said is, I have resources.
What are you talking about?
I have resources because I have 3 washing machines out in our big, where we launder stuff. I got resources. And again, she's still thinking, I think she's a lunatic. And so then, she just texts back one word. What? And so then I'm thinking,
what are you talking about? You crazy person.
So then I just said, and I'm thinking, okay, so she just must not be into it, because how do you not know that I have 3 washing machines? So then I just thought, okay. So then I just said, hey, and I thought, I'm just going to, let it go.
Yeah,
so then I said, hey, just whatever. If you need me, let me know. I got you. And then I kind of let it go. And then it was probably like 2 hours later.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear back from her, didn't hear back anything. And I'm, in fact, I looked to see if I heard back. And I thought, well, why wouldn't you just, say, oh gosh, I appreciate the offer. I might take you up on that. You got 3 washers. I can get my laundry done in one day, or whatever.
Yeah.
She didn't say it. So then I went back and I finally read what I wrote.
Did you have to go?
I did. It wasn't lunacy. It was laundry. Oh, yeah, I wondered. I thought, oh, my gosh. I thought she needed to stop telling me her dirty secrets and that I was judging her. It's like, heck no. Heck no. And even if you were being a lunatic,
I wouldn't say that.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it totally wouldn't matter. But anyway, I felt really bad. But anyway, so today is National Anxiety Disorder Screening Day. And so be kind and gentle to your friends that are having a hard time. Because sometimes we just need a minute, and we just need to, have somebody help you take something off your plate a little bit. So anyway, let's see. All right, so let's talk about some of the things at the shop, some of the new things. One thing I should mention is that our retreats are starting up soon.
A couple weeks.
And we have, and this is what happens, is at the last minute, I'm sick, something else has happened, something else has happened. And so we, at this moment, I think we have openings. I mean, it might only be one, but I think we have openings in every single retreat. And I believe that I have contacted the people on the waiting list. Many of them have already gotten in, and if not, maybe I'm waiting to hear back. But anyway, I believe every single retreat, and it might not be, I think we talked about this last time because we kind of knew that, it might not be available online where you can actually purchase it, but if you feel like you want to come to one of those retreats and I haven't contacted you and you think you're on the waiting list or whatever, because that's the other thing too, is I keep finding that there's people that have been emailing and I have like totally the wrong email address. I can't tell you how many Diane Taylors we have in our system, and if I'm at home, because we have our computer down here that has everybody in it, and I'm at home looking somebody up, it has more than once, more than 4 times, a whole bunch of times, I have been emailing the wrong person. Who was it that I was texting the other day? I was texting somebody named Shannon. I thought I was texting Wendy Haberman and Shannon Hill. So Wendy and Shannon. And so I'm texting and I'm hearing back from Wendy, and all I get from Shannon was, hello, Cindi. Okay,
hi.
Random.
But
anyway, we're going back and forth. And then Shannon I thought I was texting, said, whatever it was we were talking about. She didn't know anything about that. It's like, well, yeah, maybe you need to read your texts. And anyway, I don't know, because there's no last name for whoever the Shannon is. So whoever the Shannon is, I apologize. I need to be better at writing last names. So I don't even know what that was all about. But then you think at some point she would have come on and said, I don't know what you're talking about, but this is Shannon Smith from, wherever. I did that same thing with Erica. I have two Ericas in my phone, no last names for either one, and I get them mixed up all the time. I think since then I have fixed it, because it happened way too many times. I'm texting somebody in Kansas instead of somebody in Soap Lake. But anyway, what was my point? And yet I digress all the time. My point is that if you thought that you were should be hearing from me by now, and you have not,
send an email.
Send a little email and say, hey, was I on this?
And maybe put your subject line as the retreat you're looking for, sunny days, waiting list, retreat, whatever. And then it'll be easy to find and search and all that.
Yeah, because I feel like I've been communicating with lots of people and all of the different retreats and all of the different things.
And it may not be that person.
It might not be. Or it might not even be the right email address. It might not be going to anybody who cares.
Yeah, that's true.
So anyway, and there was one person, and what'd she call herself? A serial deleter.
Oh,
I thought, good
for you.
I totally know what that is, because I've gone down and just delete, and then thinking, wait a minute, I wonder if I deleted something I should have kept. And if you look in your trash button, you don't find it in there.
You can't always find it. No.
So anyway, she described herself as a serial deleter in her emails. Can you just resend this to me? I think I can. And so, but anyway, so anyway, a whole lot of information about, if you haven't heard from us and you think you should, please email me. You can email me, Cindi, Cindi, at fabricpatch.net, Brianna at fabricpatch.net, or a really good one, because we get I get hundreds, over 200 emails a day. I get hundreds. And so if you got buried somewhere, or the worst thing is you got attached to something and it didn't go back up to the top, that's what happens a lot in group emails, because I send a lot of group emails, but then I hate them because I might have sent it 2 weeks ago, right? And then all of a sudden I see, oh my gosh, you responded to that one, and it didn't go to the top like it was a new email. Do you know what I'm saying?
Which is super weird. Yeah.
I know. I don't know. And I've looked before thinking,
I wonder if it's
a
new setting. Oh, I was wondering if it was like an update thing, but I don't know.
I have to.
You think a new email is a new email regardless of it, if it's in a chat or not.
Yeah. I was whining to somebody about that, and they said that there's a way that you can flag it so it is always at the top, but
click the star.
Oh, the star.
Mm-hmm. I click the star on a lot of things. Do I go back and look at them? But I pushed a button.
Yeah. The other person that you can email is info@fabricpatch.net, and that's Tracy. Tracy is super, super good. Every day she says, hey, I still need to talk to you. And then she'll
rattle off our list.
What is this? What is this? I have to email her back. And she's
very good.
Oh, my gosh. She's love her.
Very good.
Love her so much. Yeah. So, and she has not many. She has a little bit of room left in her retreat also, which I think I'm driving her crazy, because I'm super excited about it, because I'm going to actually participate as a retreat. I mean, I'm also going to cook, but I'm going to act like a retreater. I'm going to make something. Yeah. And we're supposed to come with no thought about what it is.
Oh, and I'm sure you have notes.
I have notes, and I have drawings.
She's going to be one of those.
I am.
Members.
I am. I'm super excited. I even know where I'm going to hang it. Ooh. When I get it done, if it doesn't look like a kindergarten project. And those are the things I like the most, but not because they were my kindergarten projects.
Right.
I think we've talked before about my orange snowman that I still have, that I still love, that Jared made, and was very upset that I called it an orange snowman when it is in fact a pig.
Jeez, Mom.
Oh. I could tell because of the nose that the pig has. Or the 3 body parts. I mean, the 2 body parts and the head. Sure.
It's a pig.
Of course it's a pig. And then I think he was also the one, or was it you that I got? Oh, this was also Jared. for Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah, that was Jared. He was so proud of it.
Oh, for Mother's Day, I got a monogram necklace, right? With my initial, M.
For Mom!
I wore that so much, and I loved it when people would look at it and they friends and go,
What is that?
Mom. That's from my youngest, who doesn't know what my name is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I really love is that Pa let him pick that out.
Yeah.
Absolutely she's an M. And didn't correct him, which was really good. So I wore that with pride along with my macaroni necklace until it started to break, and then I had to be careful.
Last Friday, Wyatt's class had his birthday celebration because he's a summer baby, and Mrs. Middleton wants to make sure everyone in her class gets to celebrate their birthday regardless of when their birthday is. So it was last Friday, and Wyatt was telling me about one of these girls in her room. He said, well, you know her mom and you know where she lives. And I happen to know one of their students. I know one of his class members. I do know her parents. But I said, well, what's the mom's name or the dad's name? And I'll let you know if I know who they are or where they live or whatever, And he, okay, well, I'll ask her. I'll have to ask her at the end of the day because I'll forget what she told me by the time he picked me up. So, okay. But I went to his class because we had cupcakes and juices and lots of sugar. And so she came up to me and she's like, well, do you know where I live? Do you know my mom? And I said, honey, you look super familiar to me. I said, who is your mom? And she's like, well, it's Angelina, Angelica, something like that. Oh my gosh, I happen to know her mom used to work at daycare. So it's like, and it's Angelica. But, and I said, oh yeah, I do know your mom. And she's like, do you know my dad? And I said, oh, I don't know if I know your dad. I think I would know if I saw him. What's his name? And she's like, yeah, I don't know my dad's name. I just call him Dad. It's like, good for you. That's his name anyways. You don't have to know his real name. You don't have to know what your mom calls him.
That's right.
But yeah.
Honey. His name is Honey.
That's what Harper says. Harper asked me this weekend, Mom, why do you call Dad Robert?
Oh.
And I said, well, what should I be calling him? And she's like, well, Dad. And I said, well, but my dad is Little Papa. Oh, well, yeah, but I call him Dad. It's like, yeah, you're right. And Harper's like naming all these. You can call him Sweetie. You can call him Honey. You can call him Muffin. You can call him Sir. And naming all of these things. And Robert's just giggling back there like, yeah, why you call me Robert?
There's so many other things you can call me.
That was pretty funny. Yeah, Harper asked me, why do you call him Robert? Because that's not his name, Mom. Not
Stop
his name.
calling him that.
It's pretty funny. Yeah. I know. Oh,
too many giggles.
Sorry, honey.
Oh, here comes.
Don't cry.
It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay.
She should be used to our shenanigans, huh? Not quite.
We can get loud down here, and she doesn't even flinch.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I don't know if it is anymore.
It's kind of not okay at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to quickly finish up because it's not going to be okay. What's the matter?
And then yesterday, I think you guys saw the last of the Westport video. Yeah. And it was a pretty fun one. So it's the finishing, which is a really cool Westport West set on point.
Really good.
And it's a really cool setting to do on point, which is like you do your first border and your second border all in one. It's super slick. But towards the end of it, fast forward if you want to, we show you that same technique using a 12.5-inch block. Because a 12.5-inch block is the most popular size block in quilting. Whether you're doing a block of the month, a Saturday sampler, it's usually a 12.5-inch block, 12-inch finished. So we went ahead and figured out the math for you to do that. And what's kind of cool about it is if you aren't doing the Westport, you're not going to have all those fancy rulers. So we showed you how to do that without a fancy ruler, just your basic 6x24.
Tricksters.
So yeah, it's worth watching. Even if you weren't part of the Westport series, watch it and then fast forward, and it's pretty slick. It's really cool.
And we also now are ready. We've been kind of working on the other 2 block of the month. We wanted to get those out of the way. Yeah. So those are starting either this week or next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start in on, and I think we brought those, I didn't bring back, I'm doing the Jaybird, and I'm just going to warn you, the very first, because we already did the first one, and this was, you know, what you need to get in terms of fabric and thread and all of that kind of stuff. Pattern, you have to have the pattern. And then the first, like, actual sewing one, it is fairly long because I covered, again, some of the basics, you know, how to tie a knot, how to thread a needle, how to, I don't remember what all, how to trace your pattern. And then as we progress, some of those classes may be pushing it to get them to 5 minutes, because if we've already talked about the chain stitch and we've already talked about the stem stitch and the fly stitch or whatever, we won't redo those. I'll say that'll be in class number 1, and we'll just cover the stuff we need to. Yeah. And then we did decide to separate it, because I think we've said different things. We were going to do the stitching part of the block of the month in one class, and then the piecing part in another one. We decided to separate those out. And it could be that one is a 2-minute video and one is a 5-minute video, but it still will be easier to find those.
And then when we were filming it, we thought, you know, if you're in the stitching mode, you're probably not even going to want to watch what's on the sewing machine yet. You're going to want to go and try that new stitch you just learned or whatever. So so it's going to be still 2 classes per month. So the first one that'll come out is the stitching, and then a week later will be your block. Yeah. However intense or simple it is. Again, probably short and sweet. And then you'll have 2 weeks to be stitching and piecing, and then we'll do block 2 stitchery and block 2 piecing. Mm-hmm. So. And it just made sense when we were filming the first one, because that first block was so involved, and that first technique is a pretty cool technique. And again, that was what I kept thinking too, is it's like, well, I really want to stitch now. I don't want to put this down and start sewing. So that was why we did that. So it made sense to us. So I'm doing that one, and you're doing, I actually... Color dance.
Color dance. I actually did bring this back. Mm-hmm. And color dance is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think it was 6 months. It's the same technique that we make in 2 different sizes, and you make a few of them, a few of the blocks. But it's really cool for a beginner sewer, or even an intermediate sewer who just wants to see something different. It's pretty cool. There's 2 colorways.
I didn't realize that it was 2 different sizes now that I look at this.
Right? It's pretty cool. So, it'll be a pretty cool one, I think. And there's 2, we still have a few kits, and we have a few patterns left. You're going to need the pattern. My first video will go out in just a few weeks, and it'll be what you need, because I did notice going through the pattern, she doesn't say what the fabric requirements are.
Oh!
Right? That seems like key information. So if you guys have the pattern, like, oh, I want to do this with you guys, and you've noticed, she doesn't say. I noticed that too. So we're going to talk about what you need, how you're going to do it, and it's fat quarter friendly or scraps. I mean, you could do kind of anything, which is really cool.
She did the kits that we put together. This was how she wrote the pattern, and they're all kind of model-y. So there's either bright or there's shy, which is
more of a muted pastel.
But you could easily do. Something kind of fun.
I think it'd be fun. So I happen to have cleaned the Tula section, and there are some really cute Tula fat quarter packets that are mostly, they're her like little teeny tiny little dots and her tiny stripes, and then like 4 or 5 prints that I thought would be really cool. But yeah, they're really fun, and it's you have really good fun techniques that you learn along the way. So yeah, those will be starting now that Westport's all wrapped up. But yeah, super fun.
And just in time for those of you guys that work in gardening. But really, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. That's really the best thing about doing this series on YouTube, because if you find that you are swamped the entire month of May and the entire month of June, maybe there's graduations, or the entire month of August, getting a child off to college or whatever it is that you're doing, pick up whenever you have time. It doesn't matter, if you've started it and you've put it down, you can pick it up anytime you have time. It'll still be there. So it works out pretty good.
And I know we have I'm sure a lot of people, we have a stint up here where it's too hot to be outside during the day, so we do our gardening either early in the morning or in the evening after dinner. So, I mean, you can't be outside between 10 and 2. What else are you going to do? Yeah. Who needs to do laundry? That's right. So yeah, but yeah, that's a really cool thing is I have them. If you aren't quite sure how to find those series, an easy way to go is when you go to our YouTube channel or you search us on YouTube, click our little icon, our little heart And then it'll take you to our page where it's everything we've ever done is all in one place. And then there's like a bar at the top where you can scroll all the way over and you can search something. You can search a keyword and maybe find what you're looking for, or you can click playlists. Playlists are where I've organized them, where you can see every FabriChat we've ever done. Or you can see the Westport playlist, which is video 1 to video however many we had. Same thing for Rose Sampler is you can have the Rose Sampler playlist where you're going to watch video 1 to video, I don't know, 14 or 15. So there are really easy ways to get to just what you're looking for. If you're not sure where you started or where you ended up, you can see just what you need to see. And then you won't also get, you know, when you watch video 1, just if you searched Westport and you found the one you were looking for, the next video that comes up will you usually do whatever YouTube picks for you. If you go into a playlist, it plays in order. It'll play video 1 to video 2 to video 3. In case you're wanting to, you know, kind of read the pattern before you start kind of a thing. That's the trick on YouTube.
And sew with us in your sewing room.
Yeah.
That's a nice thing. It's a fun thing. And I know you guys were freaking out. I sense it. That everybody thought that she was going to put her hand in my hot coffee. Well, joke's on you. It's not hot. It hasn't been hot for about an hour.
This was probably like a 5 o'clock coffee pot. Yeah.
Yeah. My coffee is never hot.
No.
So, not that I wanted her to put her hand in it, but it wasn't going to.
It wouldn't have hurt.
Yeah.
The quilt behind us is just a Bargello.
Beginning Bargello. Yeah. We had, you say what you were going to say. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting. We had a couple of gals that were in the shop this weekend and this last weekend. And one person said, oh, I would love to make one of those one day, but I could never cut all of those little squares out. And I said, oh, honey.
It is a strip piece. It's the easy.
Not what
it's
you do.
Way easier than you think.
Yeah.
It is.
Bargello is one of those. So we talked about it for quite a while. We wandered through the shop and looked at some samples and looked at our pattern and some samples of that. And I showed her, gosh, it's one of those striking quilts that you never want to tell somebody how quick it was because you don't need to.
Nope.
You just don't need to. Yeah. All right. And you have anything else?
That's everything.
Can we talk about everything? I think we've probably yacked for a long time. We can never tell.
We don't know.
We don't know. We talked through a nap.
That's true. Her little, little speed nap. She's really good at those. But she sleeps all night, so I mean, if that's what she needs is a little cat nap.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and we're gonna we'll see you tonight for a box opening. Oh, I know what I was gonna mention was Mother's Day. We started talking about Mother's Day a minute ago, and then we got off on some other tangent. But this is the week that we're going to show you guys our Mother's Day stuff. So we're going to talk about it again tonight. But let's see. Are we putting up the first things? Are they going up today?
Yeah, it is.
We could, because we could do
tonight.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have something new that will go up each day.
At 5 o'clock.
At 5 o'clock, it'll be turned on. And you'll have to go to a section. Go to our website, fabricpatch.net, and there's a little tab up above that says Mother's Day.
Yep.
Go down, and it'll say Day 1.
Give you a little blurb of what it is.
Mm-hmm. And you'll want to know right now to look at 5 while everybody else is watching the video, and we'll find out at the end.
Yeah.
So you'll want to know what it is, because all of them are either specialty things that we don't ordinarily carry, or special prices, which is kind of fun. So we have had
everything's
fun.
Limited to what
everything
we have.
Is limited. And everything is, very unique, very different. 5 different things that we've had fun planning. And the reason that we're doing it this week is because then on Monday, we'll send them all out. So you can do it a couple of different ways. If you're just ordering, and you add that to your order form, we'll throw it in your box and off it goes. Tracy's going to get it to you. But if you're saying, hold it to the end, I'm going to send this to my mom, or I give Mother's Day gifts to my daughters daughter-in-law who has or our mothers. And so if you're sending it to someone else, just let us know. And then Monday on your last order on Sunday, if you add something,
we can ship it,
or just email it and just say, hey, this is who it's going to go to, because we can see that it was purchased by and shipped to. And even on your first order, just put in the ship to, and then you can click on this is a gift, and then it doesn't list those prices, and we can just keep stacking things in that box, and then we'll send the box on your behalf next Monday, so then they'll get it a few days before Mother's Day, which will be really, really nice.
And you can even on the notes section when you check out, put your little Happy Mother's Day note. So you don't have to send a card and hope your card either beats the package, or if it's late or whatever, you just put it in there and we'll make sure that note gets in with the package when she opens it. You know where it came from,
put
and
that right on the top.
Yeah. You're gonna let Nana wear it.
You were.
She's figured out she has hands and they grab things. They can do things.
I kind of brought that on myself, didn't I?
She's I wanted it.
Yeah, you did. You did. So anyway, yeah, so that will start tonight. It's only May 3rd. We've got a week and a half before Mother's Day, but this is what will assure you that you've got that all taken care of and you're all good. And, you know, if you don't want to buy for a mother, or you don't have a mother to purchase for,
it doesn't matter. It's all good stuff.
Buy for yourself. It's all good. We even have a special little Father's Day thing in there. Yeah.
Super cool.
All right. Okay, so that's tonight at 5.
Plus boxes.
Plus boxes. I'm sure there's some other video that's going up this week, but I can't think of what it is. We'll tell you. All right.
Yeah, we'll think about it. All right.
See you tonight.
See you later.
Bye.
Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at fabricpatch.net.